Hi, my name is Julia Cahill. I'm owner of Hair by Who. I run out of Blue Springs right now out of Salon Suite 1916, and I'm going to talk about my 10 hair commandments. So my number one is one that I have done myself many times, but I do not do anymore. I've done many times before I was a stylist. After I became a stylist, I have not done this. So number one, thou shalt not box black your hair. Do not use box black hair dye. It is all kinds of stuff. It's not just oxidative color. Sometimes they're more akin to like fabric dyes, and they are things that sometimes professional stylists, we can't get out of hair. Sometimes we can. Some of them we can. Some of them we can use color removers, box color removers, bleach, all kinds of stuff to get out that dye. But there are some times where we can try and it's not coming out. Because of years and years of repigmenting that hair box black, there's nothing we can do sometimes. So don't do that to yourself. If you want black hair, go to your stylist. Get it professionally done. 2, thou shalt not ever flat iron your hair without thermal protection. Heat, the lowest setting is about 350 degrees. Some go lower, but the standard setting for most flat irons for low is 350 degrees. At 350 degrees in my oven, I can bake all kinds of stuff because that's quite a high temperature. And if I have something in my oven at 350 degrees, I would never, I mean, we've all accidentally done it, but on purpose, you never ever go and reach in there with your hands without some sort of protection. Oven mitts or pot holders or whatever, because 350 degrees is too hot. Your hair does the same thing at 350 degrees. It burns. It gets really damaged. We can do as many reparative treatments as possible and it will get a little better, but there's no coming back from permanent damage and scarring that you've done with 350 degree heat. Some flat irons go over 450 degrees. Your hair doesn't stand a chance against that without any protection. So please don't do that. All right, and that brings us to number 3. Thou shalt use good shampoo and conditioner. Shampoos and conditioners from the drugstore are made with cheap ingredients. And they're full of parabens and sulfates and all kinds of things that can strip your hair of proteins and moisture and all kinds of stuff. You need those things in your hair. You don't want to strip out everything out of your hair. And some of them aren't even going to clean appropriately. A lot of them are very akin to basically bubble bath. They're just a lot of suds and not a lot of anything else going on. So I really truly recommend getting your products from your salon professional. Number 4, thou shalt not shampoo your hair every day. Your hair and scalp is supposed to be at a pH between 4.5 and 5.5. Most shampoos are far more alkaline than your hair needs. So I really highly recommend at least waiting a couple of days. If you have very oily hair, I understand if you have to wash your hair every other day. Do not wash every day. If your hair is oily the second day, use a dry shampoo. You just have to give it the proper tools, and in this case, dry shampoo is the way to go if you can't make it more than a couple days. All right, next up we have number 5, thou shalt do repairing treatments between chemical services. This is your bleaching, your dyeing, your perming, your relaxers. Do the treatments in between. Those treatments can add protein and moisture back into your hair. And normally, most treatments, when you put them on and you add heat, it can help open the cuticle up so that your hair can actually receive those nourishing ingredients into your hair. So doing that in between your chemical services helps to prep your hair and make sure that it's in the best condition so that at your next chemical service, you're not starting off from as dry and as damaged as you were leaving your last chemical service. All right, next up is number 6. Thou shalt tell your hairstylist all things you have done to your hair. This includes any highlighting that you have underneath a full color. Always tell your stylist things that you've done to your hair, even things that you don't think are a big deal, like henna. There are a lot of natural products that have henna in them. Henna by itself isn't bad and isn't damaging and isn't going to do anything. But the problem is that most henna dyes are combined with something called metallic salts. And metallic salts chemical react with lots of things. Lots of things that we do in the salon, lots of chemicals that we use in the salon. So even though you think you've put a natural product on your hair, you're coming in with things on your hair that's going to chemical react with a lot of stuff that we do. And that can cause some serious problems. So be very honest with your stylist about what you've done to your hair. Even the things that you think are natural, you need to tell your stylist, because sometimes there's other stuff going on that you may not be aware of that your stylist is. Number 7, thou shalt treat thine hair with love and respect. Now, the reason I'm saying this is that a lot of people, like if you have super curly hair and you're straight ironing it every day, you're adding a lot of heat to it. And if you're not using the right products and treating your hair with loving, nourishing things, as well as just doing the flat ironing, or people that do blowouts every day, you need to treat your hair with love and respect. You need to give it the things that it needs. You need to give it a break now and then. You need to do extra conditioning if you do some of these harmful things to your hair. You need to make sure, and some days, wear your hair a little natural, just to give your hair a break. You need to treat it with love and respect, just like anything else that you appreciate in life. It doesn't matter what it is. Your truck, your home, if you don't treat I have a truck. If I don't treat my truck with love and respect, then it'll crap out on me on the side of the road. I need to make sure to change its oil on the regular. I need to make sure I wash the undercarriage so I don't get rust under there. All that kind of stuff. Or in your home, the same thing. If you don't treat your things with love and respect, they don't last very long. And your hair is the same way. You need to make sure that you're doing the right things to your hair at the right times to give your hair the love and respect that it needs and deserves. All right, next up, number 8. Thou shalt understand your stylist knows better than YouTube and your friend's cousin. There are a lot of things that I've seen on YouTube that are extremely damaging to hair. Extremely. We've all seen videos of people where their hair's burned off, or all kinds of stuff. So when you see stuff on YouTube, that's stuff that's edited together. And sometimes there's some stuff that's been edited together, and it's still, you can see how damaged something is. There are things they're going to tell you that's bad advice. Some of that advice might be good advice for certain hair types, but horrible advice for other hair types. So you need to make sure that whatever information you get, question it. Ask your stylist. Go to the people that got the education on it and see what information they have. Maybe it's a good thing. Maybe what you're learning, what your friend told you, or your friend's cousin, or YouTube, or whatever, is great advice. But it may not be. And so anytime you have any information that you're questioning when it comes to your hair, ask a stylist. Number 9, thou shalt not talk about religion or politics. And the reason, and can be really bad about this, and if you're in my chair and you catch me do it, bust me on it. Be like, no, you are not allowed to do that. You know better. We shouldn't do those things because of the people around us. The person in the chair next to us might not think those things. Or the stylist next to us might not think those things. But also we have to think about, what if the people next to us were saying some things that we didn't agree about? Now, when you're sitting in a stylist chair, a lot of times you're there for an hour, sometimes several hours. And if you're in an uncomfortable situation where a conversation is going on and it's making you uncomfortable, you're kind of stuck. And that makes for a really bad experience for you. And my last one, my number 10, is thou shalt refer all your family and friends. And the reason I say that is, just like a restaurant or any other business that you love, you tell people about it. You hope to keep them open. More business means they're there to continue to serve you and give you the quality service that you go to them for. It's the whole reason you go, because you enjoy the service, whether it's because you have a good time, you have a good experience, your hair looks great, whatever it is, you go to them because you enjoy it. And you can keep going as long as that business stays open. So always refer your family and your friends to people that give you good service. And that is the last of my 10 hair commandments. If you have any questions or comments, leave those below. Again, my name is Julia with Hair by Who. And thanks for listening today. Have a great day. Bye.